What's good, Pugilism Planet? I'm in the building. It's official, like a ref with a whistle. And Coach James Bashir will be in the building around what, like 15 minutes from now. So I just thought I'd come on here and chop it up with you guys a little bit before we start. Why did that happen? I finally figured out StreamYard. What's going on? At least I thought I did. Okay, there we go. Why did it go out there? I don't know. But yeah, why did it go out? I don't know. Hope there's no technical difficulties, if you know what I'm saying. Um, y'all hear me loud and clear? Jay the Boxer, hey, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that. I appreciate you tuning in. Just waiting for my trainer buddy James Ali Bashir to come in here and talk a little boxing about what he thinks about what's going on in the heavyweight division, about Vlad Sarenko who just had a fight. Oh, what's up, Quan Big Gun? Said he can't miss this one. I appreciate that. Jada Boxer says no problem, and it was frozen at first. You good now? I can hear you. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Thanks for letting me know. I'm trying to figure out why I have to keep touching the screen or it goes. What is up with that? I gotta figure that out. I gotta keep touching the screen. Man, I don't get that. Oh yeah, Quan. Yeah, don't idolize anybody, but I know what you mean, man. Just admire them. You don't want to make anybody an idol, but I know what you mean. Jay the Boxer says me either, can't miss it. Yeah, I appreciate that. I think James was just training Vlad Sarenko. I know they work out about every day, so yeah. So I guess they're finishing up. What's going on with that? Quan Big Gun says, I don't know why none of these American heavyweights trying to have aren't have heavyweights aren't trying to have Bashir on their team. Yeah, that don't make any sense to me either. I don't get that. I don't get why they would not be calling him. Look at his history, look at who he was best friends with, Emmanuel Stewart, arguably the best trainer in boxing history. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me either. It makes no sense. Jay the Boxer says, waiting for this bar to stop talking so I can read it. She says, please, idolatry is at an all-time high. Yeah, man, don't. Yeah, I hate to hear people say they idolize somebody. It's like, nah, just say they're your hero or role model or someone you admire, but yeah, don't idolize any object or person. That's a big no-no. I wonder if I stop touching the screen, will everybody still be able to see me? I don't know. We're about to find out. I'm gonna let it go dark and see if y'all can still see me. Bashir is a role model. That's what I'm talking about, Quan. That's right. Do that switch up. Let them know what it is.
Oh, you know what it is?
What's that?
Your phone's turning off automatically.
Yeah, but why?
Because you have it separate. You have
So
it.
I just gotta plug it in.
Where's the camera at?
Right, right there. Just a second, y'all. Do I have to hit? Just a second, y'all. I'm trying to figure this StreamYard out. So I'll just keep touching it. This don't happen when I go live on YouTube. Let me hit setting. I just leave this leave or end up jacking up the whole thing. Technical difficulties. Hope y'all didn't hear all that. I'm just learning this yard stream stuff. But you think I heard all that conversation? Quan Big Gun says, I know what you mean, homie. Appreciate that, man. All right, so I'm back, y'all. Me and the wifey were hitting stuff. We didn't know what we was doing, but I think I'm gonna have to keep touching the screen just to keep things going. Can y'all hear me okay? All right. So yeah, how much it's about 625. But Tyson Arrow in the building. Shout out to you, man. Oh yeah, we you can hear me. Thanks, Quan. I appreciate that. Errol says if Tyson beats Jake Paul when he lands a good shot, he should rematch Kevin McBride. Yeah, if Kevin McBride is ready, that wouldn't be a bad idea. That would not be a bad idea. I'm sure Mike would like to get some payback on that. You know, you never know. It might be bigger things ahead for Mike Tyson once he gets past Jake Paul. I'll be interested to hear Coach James' opinion of that fight. 'Cause, I was listening to Roy Jones talk about it the other day, and he was saying that these rules are made up to protect Jake, not Mike. He was talking about headgear, though. I guess headgear and the 16-ounce gloves. I don't think he knows that there's no headgear. But there's supposed to be 16-ounce gloves, but I don't think it's gonna matter much. Marlon Cozy, what's up in the building? Jay Roos, what's up, dog? I'm here at work and just tapped in, bro. Hey, I appreciate you tuning in from work. I appreciate that. Me and Marlon met on Alonzo Williams' platform from the World Class Wrecking Crew. WA Stories with Alonzo Williams. Yeah, Marlon's a real one. I appreciate you tuning in, man. Even if it's just for a second, I appreciate it. And now it's staying on. I don't get why it was going off before. Technology, I tell you. Stallion Coy's in the building. Sup, bro? You from a time machine? You look 2 years younger. Thank you. I appreciate that. Reversing age. What's that movie? Benjamin Buttons. I appreciate that, man. I just like to age a number only, not in appearance. Yeah, this is my first time using StreamYard, so I had to watch tutorials and everything. I'm like, I gotta figure this out. So hopefully, probably tomorrow I can bring some of y'all on here with me and I can hear some of y'all's voices and we can, instead of having to type all the time, can bring some of you guys in and we can chop it up. And then maybe in the future I can even get a phone number. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You know, call in.
Oh,
Some channels do that. Oh, you,
I was
you
like,
can
what
get
are
a
you
phone.
talking
Wife,
about?
wife thought I may get a phone number. Like I'm on the live stream, Mac, and hey, what's up? You single? Did you watch the new reporter on Fox News interview Tyson? It's an 8 minute. Yeah, Hannity. Yeah, when he told Mike Tyson Jake Paul was faster, Mike got a little irritated. He's like, nah, he's not faster. I don't know what Hannity must have been smoking a nice one. I didn't know Hannity still had a show. I thought, mm, well, I don't know if it's on Fox, but I think Fox had let that dude go. So I was like, oh, Sean Hannity's back in the cut, huh? Okay, it's interesting. I was hoping the interview would be a little bit longer, but I thought Mike Tyson said some interesting things about being nervous a little bit, but the closer the fight gets, that the nerves would leave and he'd be more confident. And he said something about not smoking and stuff would make him more irritated. So Jake Paul's in for a rough night. You know, I don't know what people are talking about, but like I said, I'm interested to see what trainer James Ali Bashir has to say about that. See what he thinks about. I don't think I talked to him since the Ngannou Joshua fight. I know we both picked Joshua to win that. Tyson looked laid back. He didn't speak early on. He was giving one word answers. Oh yeah, maybe he's in focus mode. Then he said few interesting things. I think he's in training mode where he's just tunnel vision into fighting Mr. Jake Paul. So that's probably what that was about. Maybe he didn't want to say anything that would, make people start talking about is Mike high. Marlon Cozy says, I seen a video where Tyson said he was scared. Yeah. So the only way is to confront the fear. Yeah. Yeah. Mike Tyson was saying some interesting things. I mean, you would never guess a guy like Mike Tyson would be afraid. So, you know, if you feel fear, just go ahead and be brave in a lot of cases. Don't do anything stupid. But I mean, you know, what do they say? Bravery isn't the absence of fear, it's doing it anyway, even if you're afraid. Did you see Benavidez drunk? How are these fighters, pros, drinking? No. Benavidez was drunk? Oh, goodness. What's that about? I think Counterpunch Boxing News, shout out to my dude Kurt. I think he did a video about Benavidez. Maybe that's what it was about. I got to check it out. So this dude's out here drinking, talking about he wants to fight Canelo? What does he is he so frustrated that he hasn't got that fight that he's hitting the bottom now? Come on now, Benavidez. Wow, that's not good. Stallion Coy says, but have you also seen the clip of Tyson and Jake Paul all pally made me suspect? I don't know how old the video is. I think I know what you're talking about. I think that was before they started training, but I'm not sure. Yes, check it. He did an interview drunk. Oh my goodness. That's sad. See what I'm talking about with American fighters? It's like the discipline is just absent. It's like they I don't it's the music, man. It has to be the music because people ain't watching too many shows nowadays. It's mainly just listening to this garbage music. That's on the zone. Wow. Thanks, Quan. I'm gonna have to check that out. That's a shame. Okay, clears that up. Yeah, it's that's a shame because once it's on video, I mean, it's out there. It seems like you would. I'm speaking of doing a drunk interview. Did you guys see that Conor McGregor interview where something was going on where he's just twitching and blinking and he's doing the interview about the movie Roadhouse that he was, I guess, helping. I forget the actor's name, but he was helping him for the movie Roadhouse how to throw a punch and stuff. But he's like twitching and like eyes blinking. People are like, yeah, he looks like something's going on right there, Connor. And he's not American though, so I don't know. Maybe just the stress of fighting is getting to people nowadays. The training camps, the disciplined life, they're like, oh, nah, I'm not up for it. Sure, 6:33. So hopefully Coach James will be through at any moment. I talked to him earlier to make sure we were still on for the day. Maybe see if I can get on Vlad Sarenko this week. He was at that even where Clarissa had an argument with Alicia, so it's a big even, and he was there drunk. Wow, he was there drunk too, huh? Kurt said he. What did he say? Kurt said he was there chilling with De La Hoya. Wow, man, these substances really have a hold on people. That shows you it's a spirit. It's a spirit behind this stuff. I keep telling people the word pharmacy, pharmakeia means sorcery. People think they're just playing around with these drugs and they don't know this stuff is dealing with spirit world, man. This stuff gets a hold on you and won't let go. Conor McGregor was unbeaten till he said he would. Yeah, I was just telling my wife about that. Till he said he would beat Jesus in the octagon. Yeah, he said a little worse than that. Yeah, I'm glad you cleaned it up. Octagon or something like that. Then he got his first loss, and then it continued. I will. Yeah, I saw that when it happened. It was on. I saw it on TMZ. I was like, did he really just say that? Yeah. So It don't go good when you go against the Most High, when you go against his son. You know, I remember when I was listening to DJ Yella from NWA. He said, "Sorry, I'm in event." Yeah, I got you. But I was listening to DJ Yella from NWA, and he's a Christian now, and he was saying when he was homeless, and Dr. Dre talked to him on the phone and bought him a car. And he went over to his house and he said, I bowed down to him, but I was just playing, like, thank you. He said, I bowed down to him. He said, after that, I was homeless. So he's saying, I learned you don't bow down to no man. So, yeah. Quan says McGregor is a disgrace. He said he will whoop Jesus and thank, oh, wow, while drinking whiskey. Yeah, that's it. He got too big for his britches. Now his humbling time has come. Yeah, these people don't know what they're dealing with. Marlon Cozy says that's probably Connor. Connor was twitching and blinking because of what he said. Yeah, Marlon. Yeah, he's gonna be doing a lot more twitching in some hellfire if he don't get his soul right. Yeah, I don't know what people think they're playing with. These people are like, all that has to happen is your heart has to stop, and you'll find out what's really going on. That's crazy. It's crazy how you can have success in the ring or octagon and then start thinking you're better than your creator. Yeah, broke his legs, etc. I think he's been humbled. Very true. Yeah, and when what's that dude's name that used to wrestle bears? When he beat Connor, I was like, yeah, I knew he's gonna beat Connor too. The dude's been wrestling bears since he was young. I can't even think of his name, but dude beat the stuffing out of Conor McGregor. Whooped him bad. Let me see, just a second, y'all. Yeah, Khabib. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Khabib. That's it. Yeah, can't lie. Khabib whooped him bad, choked him out, and broke his leg. Yeah, he beat him like he didn't even belong in the octagon. Khabib did that to him. Yeah. Didn't Khabib spit on him too or something like that? Like, my missus remember his name. Oh, that's what's up. Give a shout out to the missus. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Trying to see if Coach James is trying to come in and I'm not aware. Just a second, y'all. Just a second. We got Mr. Bon Scott all the way from Scotland in the building, y'all. He's in the building representing Scotland. He says, hey, Mr. Roos, another night, another non-notification. YouTube is a joke. Wow, you didn't get your notification? That's come on, YouTube. I think McGregor was on steroids versus Floyd. Very suspicious how he never got knocked down. Yeah, I think he had some bleeding on the brain after that fight too. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it if dudes. I mean, if you're gonna do one drug, why not do another? I guess they figured let's just have a smorgasbord of drugs. Allegedly. Stallion says Nate Diaz did well against him. Second fight was close. Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, McGregor was on something filming Roadhouse also. Yeah, that footage where he's just twitching and blinking and I'm like, man, dude, is that really fun? Is that really something you need in your system if that's the reaction you're gonna get? Stein says Connor's a scumbag, hit old man in the pub because he didn't want to try his whiskey. Did he really do that? That's what we're doing now, Connor? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. If I was dude, I'd have sued him for every penny he had. Maybe he did. Maybe that's why he's twitching now. The man, the man needs help. The man needs help. Yeah, man. Seriously, search it later. That's man hitting the old man. Yeah, I gotta see that. I'd have sued him so bad that he probably would never go to another bar again in his life just because he's afraid of having flashbacks. Yeah, he did, Jay Roos. He hit on an old boy. That's insane. That is insane. Connor, is that what we're doing now, man? You can't handle the dudes in the UFC, so you going after old men? Quan Big Guns, I remember like it was yesterday. All these McGregor fanboys, where are they now? Yeah, they disappeared like Deontay Wilder's fans. Every now and then you'll get a smart comment of an old school Deontay Wilder fan coming through. Probably Malik Scott with a different page. Malik Scott using alias pages. No, I was just playing. But yeah, there's still some diehard Deontay Wilder fans out there. Hopefully, he can get his life together and get his mind focused on the sport that he supposedly likes. Bon Scott, you got my boy Moses Atoma yet? Jay Rusi is the future of the heavyweight division. I just saw an interview with him where he was talking about Anthony Joshua, how when he sparred him, I think when he was 16, and he sparred with him, he was saying that Joshua, he said he's not the same guy now. He said back then he was like happy, and he said I don't really know how to describe it, but he said to be a fighter, you kind of can't be happy. So he likes this Joshua that seems kind of angry and focused. So I like what I see from the guy. You got yeah. Yeah, I've seen him fight I think like twice. I just didn't know his name. He doesn't really look intimidating though, like Mike Tyson. Like if you saw him walking down the street, you wouldn't be like, "Oh shoot, he looks tough." But I guess looks can be deceiving. I'm still a Wilder fan. I just think he needs to accept a loss a bit better. And Fury is a dirty fighter, so maybe he felt cheated a bit. Yeah, he's got to learn how to accept a loss so he can figure out how to improve and what he needs to improve. He reckons you need to. He reckons you need to. You need fire to be champion. Joshua too. I think that's a typo. Just a second. No, Jay Roos, I get that, but he's 6'6" and 230 pounds, fast as a light heavy. Oh, I didn't know he's that tall and big. Let's talk Clarissa Shields for a minute. Who you got out of Clarissa versus Baumgardner? I seen they had some I think Clarissa will probably win that. I'm not a Clarissa fan by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, I hope somebody humbles her. I just think she'll probably win. Bon Scott's is understated power. Yeah, you talking about? Yeah, I know what you mean. Steins is confrontation. Yeah, I think Clarissa will pull it out, but I'm definitely not, you know. a fanboy of Clarissa Shields by any stretch of the imagination. Neither is Jada the boxer. Go subscribe to her platform. Quan Big Gun says, but after seeing Wilder versus Parker, I don't think Wilder will come back. And being realistic, but I wish he came back and KO'd someone in the top five. He might. I think he has to get rid of Malik Scott first to get his head back in the game. Malik is just kind of green lighting all this nonsense that Deontay seems to be doing. Baumgardner moves well. Thought she won't be in the pocket like Savannah Marshall was. Yeah, when is that fight? When is that fight? Baumgardner moves well though. She won't be in the pocket like Savannah Marshall was. I'm gonna have to see when that fight is and look at the training before though. I'll know more as we get closer to the fight. Why don't you like Clarissa? She got GOAT status. I don't believe what she said about the guy doing something to his gloves that knocked her down or knocked her out, and then stuff her brother's done. And you can listen to go to Jada the Boxer's platform, Jayda the Boxer, and she'll tell you some things. She knows her personally. I just don't like how she carries herself. Quan Big Gun says she went to the UK and won. Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. Certain fighters, they say certain things or move in a way that I don't really like. Plus, she's not a very hard puncher at that. She's no Layla Ali in my opinion. I wish Layla would come back and smack her up. I believe Layla could do it too. Oh, but she's older. I forgot for all the Jake Paul people out there. Clarissa Shields recently had UFC fight and lost a close fight. Don't know if it's been set up yet or it was a promotional thing. Eddie Hearn was there. I'm gonna have to check that out. I saw a little something about it, but I didn't actually see the video, so I'm gonna have to check that out. So they're probably working on that fight if the fight date hasn't been set right now. So what time is it? 6:47. Waiting on Mr. James Ali Bashir to come through in the building. Bon Scott says biology is biology. She got beat by a low-level male opponent in sparring, knocked Spark out. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. And Clarissa called out what's his name? Keith Thurman. It's like I'm not even a Keith Thurman guy, but Keith Thurman would beat Clarissa silly. It's like when you start calling out men like that, it's like, okay, okie dokie, beans and karaoke. Stallion Coy says she's deluded. You seen that clip? Uh, the one where she says she beat Keith Thurman in a box. Oh yeah. Thurman would send her to the shadow realm. Yeah, like I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what it is about Keith Thurman either that makes her think she has his number. Now maybe he said or did something to her that she don't like, and she's just trying to, kind of clown him. Because sometimes I wonder, does she really believe what she's saying, or is she just, I'm like, you really think you could beat Keith Thurman? Okay, I don't see that happening. She's definitely not gonna knock him out. She can hardly knock out girls, so how's she gonna knock out Keith Thurman? Thurman was really good till he went all strange and was like a hippie. Then his career flopped. I just find Keith Thurman kind of annoying too. And then he has like what he hadn't fought in like 2 to 3 years, and now he's injured. It's like Keith, Keith. You have to be Keith no time Thurman because you're not putting any time in the actual ring, man. Come on, man. Man only lost once to one of the real Goats and Pac-Man. I picked Pac-Man to win that too. I remember a dude was like, "Oh, you're crazy. You don't know boxing, really? Oh, I don't know boxing, huh? Who won that fight?" He was outdoors playing drums or something. Then it was over for him. He wasn't talking boxing, taking boxing seriously. Hey, I don't get that. I just don't get that. I don't get when dudes are in a dangerous sport and playing around with it, like playing with fire. Especially for heavyweights right now. Like I said, the way Mr. Turkey's throwing money out there from Saudi Arabia, you better get focused. Okay, maybe I agree sometimes. She says some wild stuff, but I want to support my lioness sister. I got you, man. I'll try and get the clip. Okay, man. Wow. Um, yeah, I mean, you guys, I don't know if you guys ever saw that clip where Andre Ward was trying to show her some different techniques and all that, but she just seems I don't know. I don't want to try to diss her, but she's just not my type of fighter. I probably wouldn't even follow her even if she didn't have so much mouth. I just don't really like her style of fighting. If you were what is that? Oh, a betting man. Let me see what this is. If you were a betting man, get some moolah on Itoma by the time he is 20. Oh, Tony's reviews in the building, y'all. He said he's listening in the car. Smash that thumbs up. Appreciate that. Tony's reviews. Y'all go subscribe to the homie right there. Tony's reviews in the building, y'all. I appreciate that, man. Go subscribe to Tony. We sitting here waiting on Coach James Ali Bashir to come in the building and chop it up. Talk about his fighter Vlad Sarenko, who just won. I think last Tuesday. I think it was a. I think he knocked the guy out in 4 rounds, so he's 20 wins and 16 knockouts now, no defeats. And just want to chop it up about what he thought of the Joshua and Ngannou fight. He had Joshua winning just like I did beforehand. I just want to see his thoughts on Mr. Ngannou's excuses afterward. See if he's buying any of it, which I doubt. Stallion Coy says, "You remember the punch Manny Pacquiao threw that landed flush on Keith Thurman? How it didn't knock him out, I don't know. It disappeared. I don't know, but he turned him clean. He turned him clean looking up. Wait, what did I say? Oh, he turned him alien looking after it landed. Oh, I got you. Yeah, I think sometimes the exact opposite could happen. Like you get hit with a punch so hard that it almost wakes you up. Like you kind of dazed a little bit, then you get hit with something. You're like, oh, yeah, yeah. What's up? Oh, okay, I'm back in the fight. So I forget there was a fighter that said something like that. Like you might be ready to go, and then they hit you with a punch, and it wakes you back up. That's why it's smart to go to the body. Once your body's beat up, it's hard to move around, and then you're just kind of a sitting duck. My son Lennox Roos in the building. What's up, son? He says Francis didn't have to make excuses. That makes you look weak or a sore loser. Absolutely. Yeah, that makes you look like you don't know how to take a loss. Like, you know, yeah, I agree. That makes you look real weak. The best champions be like, hey, he just got me tonight. I'll be back. I'll train harder, do what I gotta do. But to sit there and talk about you was sleepy and you came into the ring late, it's like, come on, dude. You're a professional. You should know when to get to the ring. You shouldn't accept water from anybody that you don't know. You should make sure the cap hasn't been broken on the bottled water. So don't try to imply you were drugged either. You should know at that level you don't accept food. You probably send your security to go watch the chef make the food to make sure nobody's playing around. So yeah, I agree. Shout out to you, son. Much love and respect. Stallion Coy says I will get the clip later, bro. His whole pupils when you. Oh, for sure, man. Bon Scott says, ask Coach James his thoughts on Dubois. Me personally, I think he will become heavyweight champ soon. He might. His head seems to be in the right place and he's focused now. I think he had some leg trouble earlier on in his couple fights ago, but I think that's all squared away. And he trains hard. You never seen Daniel Dubois out of shape. Certain guys you just don't see out of shape because they stay in the gym. Hopefully he does the biz against Hergovich. Yeah, I hope he does. It's like, but something's telling me Hergovich is gonna do it though, man. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Hergovich. Man, I kind of starting to like Hergovich. I didn't know he was such a funny guy until I saw his recent interview. I was like, oh man, this dude's he got jokes. But I like Dubois because he's such a nice kid, but I don't know if he can handle the pressure of Hergovich. Plus, Hergovich beat him up in the amateur, so that'll might be on both guys' minds too. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping I'm figuring this StreamYard stuff out correctly. I hope Coach ain't trying to come in and I'm just missing it. But Vaughn Scott said never knew Dubois fought Hergovich in the amateurs. Yeah, I didn't either. Now maybe he meant sparring, but he said he beat Dubois, and he sounded like he did a good job on it. And then Hergovich was talking about he would beat him in the press conference too. So he's saying I beat him there in the ring. Like, wow, I never knew Hergovich had it in him. I never knew the dude was that funny. I thought he was kind of the quiet Ivan Drago robotic type, but nah, he got some jokes. Special K, shout out to you. Appreciate you tuning in. Let's just wait to see what happens when Dubois gets hit by Hergovich. Going to war with feather fisted Miller is different than going to war with Hergovich. That's a good point. Lennox Rue says, when is coach joining? He told me 6:30, but I don't know, he might be running late because I think he was training with Vlad Sarenko. Thank you, son. Great question. Special cases, Hergovich beat Dubois up in a sparring session, but it was years ago. Yeah. I just don't know if Dubois is able to put that behind him. Hopefully he can. I'm sure both guys have gotten better since then, especially Dubois. Scott Steincoy says, what you can do with StreamYard is this. Put the link in the comments, pin it. Oh yeah, yeah. But that shouldn't be an issue though, because I sent it the link to his direct line. But yeah, I see what you're saying though. He says it only accept people you know who want to come on. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Yeah, true, but it's always good to do if they never used it. Yeah, I actually don't even know. Well, yeah, when I get off here, I'm gonna study this thing more so I know what I'm doing more next time. You caught that young American guy Abdullah Mason, J. Roos Abdullah Mason. Nah, ain't that the name? The first name ain't that the name Tank Davis was trying to use? I'm not calling no Tank Abdullah. Calling him Javante Davis. Stallion Coist is a guy I follow. Father Fish does it. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, you were telling me about that dude. Yeah. Special K says Dubois look better now. He's training with Don Charles. Yeah, he does look better. He does look better. I think if he hadn't stopped fighting against Usyk, I don't. He may have had success there, but I definitely don't think that shot that Dubois hit him with was low. But That ref was kind of funny too. Steincoy said, I think there was a presser or open workout with Garcia and Haney today. Ah, was there? Haven't watched it. Oh, I'm gonna have to look for that. Technically, it was a low blow under the rules of boxing. It didn't look low to me. It looked like on the belt line. I've seen several punches on the belt line that weren't called low. Lennox Roos says, I'm off topic, but WrestleMania was great. Undertaker returned, John Cena and The Rock faced, or I'll say Dwayne Johnson, I don't call him The Rock, faced, and Cody Rhodes finally beat Roman Reigns and winning the undisputed title after holding it for 4 years. I was trying to see the main event, and for some reason, I couldn't get on my Peacock. I'm gonna see if I can see the replay, but yeah, I remember you were excited for that. That was your Super Bowl right there, huh, Lennox? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and check that replay, man. WrestleMania, finally, the Jay Roos theory has come back. Abdullah Mason is 12 and 0, 83% KO average. Wow. What weight class is he? Special case says WWE is where Fury belongs. Yeah, I think when he retires, he might give them a call to continue over there. Is that a relation of Dusty Rhodes? Yeah. Yes, it is. I believe that's his son. Yeah, Dusty Rhodes' son, Lennox Roos says. Yeah. Bon Scott says it's a lightweight. Okay. All right. I have to check him out. Sound like he got some power. Steincourt said Usyk had his belt too high. It was over the navel. Therefore, it should have been deemed a legitimate blow. We've seen refs in the past who say your shorts are high, the belt line's okay. Guess ref didn't know. The ref was doing all kind of stuff, like asking him if he needed more, like did he want more time, and I was like, man, okay. Usyk belt was up to his ears. It didn't look that high to me. It looked like about where he normally wears it. He got a lot of power, bro. Wow. You talking about that lightweight dude, Abdullah? Okay. Yeah, I gotta check dude out. So let me ask y'all something that understands StreamYard. So when someone's trying to come on, will I get notified on here without switching screens if they're trying to come on? Because I don't see my inbox studio right now. Steincourt says, I think it was High Holyfield used to have his, I think it was as high as Holyfield used to have his, oh, his trunks is what you're saying? Oh, it's okay. Yeah, it might be. You might be right on that. Von Scott said, I agree with the Stallion. Dubois is, in my eyes, unified world champ. Yeah, yeah, I feel like Usyk was kind of getting his Oscar performance on. I just didn't see it as low, and I watched it over and over, and I've seen other fights where the ref didn't call a punch like that low, where you can see the protector. Stallion Court says, yeah, he will be in the background. Then you get to accept or take them off. Okay, yeah. So I guess he's just running a little bit late. So appreciate you guys' patience. Somebody mowing their lawn right now? You hear that?
Yeah.
Kind of late to be mowing your lawn, homie. Cheers, Bond. Vaughn Scott says they my picks for 2025. Jay Roos, Atama, and Mason. Okay, man. That sounds pretty interesting. So those are your picks, huh? Lennox Roos says John Cena is planning one last run before retirement. Hey, let me ask you, Lennox, did John Cena look big again? I know he lost a little bit of weight, I guess, to do movies. Did he look as muscular? And do you remember his weight for that WrestleMania? Just happened. Just have few in the background to come on if someone can't make it running late or let you know. Oh, okay. I got you. You will get it, bro. Thanks, Sally. Lynx Roos said, yeah, he did. So he did look big again? Oh, okay. Dun, 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 dun. Shout out to Linux Roos. Go subscribe to his gaming channel. And I think he'll be talking some sports too. He knows about NFL, baseball, wrestling, boxing, you name it. Probably basketball too, since he used to beat me in NBA all the time on video games. Special cases, I think Usyk would have got up and evaded Dubois if the ref didn't give him time to recover. You're probably right. You're probably right. I just wish he would have gotten up instead of milking it. Maybe he wasn't milking it. I just kind of thought he was. Stein Corey, have you seen Abdullah Mason with talent? But yeah, he might have done that because Usyk, he definitely knows what he's doing. Of course, Coach James Bashir, he worked with Usyk for 3 years when he was a cruiserweight. So I think if anybody knows how to beat Usyk, I think Coach James would. That's why if I was fighting Usyk, he'd be the first one I called up. Atama and Mason get both the smack beat out of them by Jolalov come 2025. Yeah, that dude's pretty good, man. Yeah, those would be some interesting fights. Tama and Jalalov. Phoenix Rue says, I wonder if people from Norway are watching. Inside joke there, y'all. Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, where's Ryan at? Is Ryan watching? Mr. Eppenbaugh? Bond's guy's talking to someone in the chat. Stallion Coy says, no, I don't think so. So he was shot. No traits to a low blow. Study low blows. A male hit there will grab where they've been hit if it's low. He goes down like a body shot connected. That's a good point, Stallion. That's a very good point. He didn't grab his proverbial package, did he? Yeah, he went down like he got a nice shot to the ribs or the liver or something. That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. My son Lennox Rue says no. He's just in the car. What are your thoughts if all being in the WWE of Ali being in the WWE Hall of Fame? I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool that they remembered Muhammad Ali, did a little bit of exhibition with the wrestler. I forget the wrestler's name, but I thought it was a class act to put Ali into the WWE Hall of Fame. They had his wife there to accept it, so I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't get why the crowd was booing Dwayne Johnson while he was trying to announce. I didn't think that was classy. It was like, I know you guys are going for the characters and all, but right now he's trying to do a presentation. Save that for later. Stallion Core says, in the words of Hopkins, he hit the cup. I have a big cup. I have a big cup. Bernard Hopkins never is short of words, is he? Oh, we got my dude in the chat, King Slender 2.0. Thanks for tuning in, man. King Slender in the building. Ali is also in the Martial Arts Hall of Fame. 2000. I didn't know that. I wonder what he got in there for. Ali did some martial arts, or maybe they're just acknowledging his boxing talent. Wow, did not know that. I have to check that out. So that was back in 2015, huh? Wow. I know Bruce Lee has to be in there. I mean, that's a given. Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee. Who remembers my Orgo? Oh yeah, man. I think we were just talking about him the other day. King Slender said I was there in PA. Oh, okay. So you've been to the Martial Arts Hall of Fame. I didn't even know where it was. I'm not sure I knew there was a Martial Arts Hall of Fame. Special case said the reason the low blow line is that the navel is to protect against bladder shots. Bladder shots are illegal for a reason. Low blows are not primarily about nut punchers. Stallion Coy says when he touched Shane Mosley, Mrs. What's his name? Mrs. Bum in the presser. I think that was scripted. Oh yeah, some of these press conferences, yeah, like with Michael Moore and Holyfield when Moore hit the podium and it collapsed. I knew that was scripted even before they mentioned it. What's a boxer that you think could or could have been UFC or WWE? Good question, son. Hmm. I was just thinking that AJ could be in there. He's got the size for it. Jarrell Big Baby Miller could definitely be a wrestler. And he used to do some kickboxing, so Jarrell Miller could probably do some UFC. He might do better over there because he's not the hardest puncher, but maybe he's got some ground game that we don't know about. But let's see who else. Um, hmm, not Deontay Wilder. The legs are too thin. I don't know. I'll just say those two for now. Of course, Tyson Fury would do good in WWE. I don't know about UFC or MMA though. Special case says Povetkin would have dominated UFC. Vitali would have been good also. Yeah, I think he would have because he used to do some boxing. Lennox Roos said, yeah, WWF. Yeah. Yeah, Povetkin might have done good in the UFC as well. Favorite movie series other than Rocky? I have to say Star Wars before Disney took over. Great question, Lennox Roos. Yeah, but I'm gonna go with Star Wars before Disney took over with the agenda-filled movies. Stallion Coy says when Povetkin beat White with the sublime uppercut, he got a good standing ovation when he landed in Russia. Yeah, I'm sure they loved that, huh? I'm gonna have to go find that video. King Slender 2.0 says I sat next to what the heck back. Remember that guy? Yeah, no, I don't remember him. Laugh out loud. One of the instructors got inducted. He became a martial artist after losing a fight against the guy who gave me a colored rank. Oh no, I don't remember that guy. Sid Vicious Sting the I remember Sid Vicious. I was just asking my son if he knew who Sid Vicious was. I had a music producer in San Diego named Steve Vicious. Worked with MC Hammer and some of the guy from uh, Bone. Sid Vicious, Sting, the Steiner brothers. Steiner brothers sounds real familiar. I know my son would know who they Stallion Core says Povetkin disadvantages where he was in the wrong era of heavyweights. Giants. He would have done good in the Marciano or even Tyson era. Yeah, I think he could have done good in this area too if he just had a different style. Because I notice guys that are like his height can give these tall guys problems. I think his style was just all wrong for the real tall guys. But I see what you're saying. Yeah, he would have done real well in the like Joe Frazier, Ken Norton era. Scott and Rick Steiner, they were in the original WCS. Okay, my son or WCC. My son might know who they are. Stallion Coy said, "Who was the other small Russian heavyweight? Forgot his name." You talking about the guy that beat Deontay in the amateurs? Bon Scott says Sot and Rick Steiner. They were in the original. Oh, WCW. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking WCC. I was like, I don't know that league. Sorry, bud. Got drunk fingers. Hey, man. I'm constantly hitting wrong buttons. I got big fingers, so I'm always hitting wrong buttons. I'm like, goodness gracious. Dude is still out there mowing his lawn. Huh? Stallion Coy says, I'll find his name. Okay, got you. Special cases, Povetkin's amateur kickboxing record was as follows: winning World Junior Kickboxing Championship in 1997, world title in 1999, and a European professional kickboxing title in 2000. Uh, I I think I heard about Povetkin being a kickboxer, but I had forgotten. I never saw him actually do kickboxing. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to go check some of those out. Stallion Course said pickled me that one. Bon Scott said Sting was in the skyscrapers with the Ultimate Warrior. Yeah, the Ultimate Warrior, man. That dude, that dude was interesting. Ricky hadn't started as a kickboxer. I didn't know that either. I know Dillian White used to do that, but I've never actually seen footage of it. I saw Big Baby Miller do it. He said when he was young. Yeah, kickboxing is. I know it's a tough sport. It just never caught on like traditional boxing. It just doesn't seem to have the same feel to it for some reason. I think we all just rather see dudes get punched out rather than kicked in the face. Dillian White was a kickboxer. Yeah, the Klitschko style strikes me more like a kickboxer. Yeah, especially Vitaly Klitschko, his style especially. He was very awkward, very awkward. He would throw off guys' timing too because he was so awkward. You couldn't really time when he was going to throw a punch. He was like hit you in between shots. It's not that he was so fast; he would just catch you in between your shots. I think the Klitschko's could still come back and be very successful, both of them. Bon Scott says you watched that bare knuckle boxing. Andrew was watching some local UK fighters the other day. I've seen bare knuckle boxing. It's too barbaric for me. It's just like you can go down to a bar and watch that kind of stuff. You need to have rules to make it interesting. Yeah, I can't really get into the bare knuckle thing, man. These dudes be coming out their fights looking maimed for life. I think I did see that Andrew had posted a video about it though. I'm not sure if Vitali had kickboxer background. I'm gonna look at it. I believe he did. I believe Vitaly had a kickboxing background. They got rules. Stop hitting when you see the blood. Yeah, man. I saw Junior Dos Santos having a bare knuckle match, and it's like both guys were too scared to let their hands go. It's like at heavyweight, taking a punch with no glove on. That's insane. That's a career that's not built for longevity. Vitaly was kickboxer before his. Yeah, I thought he was. Thanks, King Slender. I thought Vitaly was a kickboxer. Vitaly or Vitaly, however you want to say it, I guess. Do you remember a heavyweight fighter called Herbie Hyde? Yeah, he was good, but not big enough for heavy. Nasty fight between Vitaly versus Hyde. I didn't know they fought. I know Riddick Bowe said the hardest he had ever been hit was by Herbie Hyde. I remember watching that fight, and I noticed I was like, I think Herbie got Riddick Bowe hurt because he was real fast. He just, yeah, like you said, he wasn't big enough for people like Riddick Bowe or Vitaly. I'm gonna have to check that out. I didn't know Vitaly and Herbie fought. Vitaly had a highly decorated amateur kickboxing career similar to Povetkin. Yeah, I thought he did. I just haven't seen him. Bashir, King Slender says Bashir talks about Herbie Hyde. I'm gonna have to ask him about him. Hopefully tonight. Yeah, Vitaly done him in 2 rounds. Wow, 2 rounds. Wow. He gave Riddick both fits. But Herbie seemed to exhaust himself running around and seemed like he was kind of afraid of Riddick Bowe, like he fought scared. So he was making himself exhausted, in my humble opinion. Stallion Coy says Hyde went down so many times. Yeah, I might be getting confused. Riddick Bowe, maybe. Yeah, he definitely fought Riddick Bowe. I remember that fight. Hyde had a long but inglorious resume. Yeah, I forget about Herbie Hyde. But Riddick Bowe said that was the hardest he had ever been hit. And, he fought Lennox Lewis in the amateurs, fought Evander Holyfield 3 times, Andrew Galata twice. So Stallion Court says he was crazy out the ring though, so it don't mix well. Was he? I didn't know that. Vaughn Scott says 2 names, Bo and Klitschko. Yeah, that would have been a good fight. Bo, either Klitschko, that would have been an instant classic, especially if Bo fought Vitali. That would have been an instant classic. I think Vitali would have won. I think he had the better chin than Riddick too. But often a good chin comes down to just your willpower. You can will yourself to stay on your feet even if you're hurt. Best British heavyweight back in the day was Gary Mason. Only lost to Lewis, although he fought him with the detached retina. Yeah, I remember that fight too. In fact, I have that on DVD. Yeah, that was a good fight. That was a big test for Lewis. I didn't know he fought it with a detached retina. That's dangerous. You don't want to play with your vision. He says, Gary, my typos are horrendous. No, I got you. I know what you were trying to say. Stallion Coy says UK fighter called Pat Barrett knocked an Italian champion out cold. He was unbeaten but lived 2 lives and went to jail. Man, man. Some athletes have the hardest time staying focused, man. You can have all the talent in the world, and if you're not focused, like, what good is it? You just throw your career out the window. That's one reason Customato tried to keep Mike Tyson in the gym at a young age. He didn't want to give him any time to, go to the streets. He's like, go to school, go to the gym, school, gym, school, gym. Steincourt says he's from Manchester. Okay, cool. From Manchester, huh? Is that politically incorrect to say Manchester? Should it be person Chester? Woman Chester? Lady Chester? I'm surprised people aren't saying that is so sexist. How dare you call a place Manchester? That is sexist. How dare you, Manchester? These aren't the dark ages. Mason had 37 wins, 34 KOs. Great fighter. Wow, did he? Yeah, that is pretty good. It's been renamed Person Chester. Person Chester. So what's funny is somebody probably be offended at that. Who said I'm a person? I relate to being an animal. Why can't it be Animal Chester? Somebody's always offended nowadays. Stallion Coy says he won the European titles and was on his way to be world champion. I'll find his record. It was one of the most brutal KOs you will see. Ooh. Yeah, I like watching brutal KOs, man. Sometimes I just watch bad knockouts, even in the MMA world. I'll watch sometimes brutal knockouts. One of the worst UFC knockouts I saw was Francis Ngannou versus Alistair Overeem. Man, that was one of the worst uppercuts I've ever seen. It's like that dude's neck stretched an extra 3 inches when he got hit. He had the giraffe neck, and then he got punched while he's on the mat just for good measure. Stallion Coy says his name Gunchester. Too many shootings. He was from a gang. He was from a very um, gang-related cities called Mossad. Gunchester, huh? Thought they didn't have guns over there in the UK. Or am I not in the UK? Am I all mixed up? Stallion Coy says, I'm from Salford, Moss side, and Salford, very tough places to live in the UK. Salford, straight out of Salford. That's right. You guys see that movie, Straight Out of Salford? Ice Cube, Dr. Dre. No, I'm joking. Yeah, growing up in tough areas can really shape you, hopefully in a good way. Bon Scott says, please watch Benny Lynch, Glasgow, Scotland flyweight, one of the finest boxers, Scottish boxers in his era. Benny Lynch, that sounds real familiar. No gang was over here, no license. No gang wars over here, no license. Oh, I got you. Hey, what's up, Bruce Gas? Go subscribe to Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz, and More. He says, what's up? Hey, what's up to you, man? I'm waiting on Coach James Bashir to come through. Hopefully, hopefully we don't have to reschedule. I'm hoping he still comes through. Um, so Scotland's tough as well. I'm sure it is, man. Yeah, man. It's some rough places across the pond. Special case says no chest feeders in Moss Side. Stallion Coy says it makes you staying on right. It makes you staying on right track. I think you meant to say it means you're staying on the right track. Coach James Bashir, you out there? You listening? If you can hear my voice, give me a call. Join. Let me know if you want to reschedule. Let me know if you're just running late. You had to get a bite to eat. That's why a lot's go into boxing because if you're going to fight, at least get paid for it. Yeah, why fight for free? You love to fight, you might as well get paid for it. Growing up, I knew a lot of people that liked to fight, but didn't get no money for it. Just bruised knuckles. Kids today need to get back to fighting though. Instead of all these shootings in America, I'm talking about. Stallion Coy says, don't remember the fight. Bond will search it. Remember the name of the kid fight. Yeah, kids nowadays need to go back to fighting, you know. But we will see what happens. Bon Scott says, Jay Roos, get Coach James to get Itama under his wing if possible. He will have a world champion in waiting. That might be a conflict of interest, though, because he's working with Vlad Sarenko. So, yeah, Vlad Sarenko's looking pretty nice. 20 wins, 17 KOs is a pretty good record. Stallion Clark. Okay, talking to Stallion. I still haven't seen that Roberto Duran movie. I haven't seen the George Foreman movie. There was a guy from Champs Camp says that beat David Hay. Forgot his name. How do you guys feel about David Hay? Do you think he could have been a lot better than he was, or just what? I know he often gets his predictions wrong. I think the only prediction I saw him get right was Joshua Ngannou. Just about everything else has been off. That's why I say whatever fighter David Hayes backing, I'm going the opposite because he usually don't get it right. I watched the Bob Marley film last night. Oh, I wanted to see that too. Yeah, yeah, man. Bruce Gass says the Willie Pep movie is worth a look. See, also, I didn't even know they had a Willie Pep movie. Wow, I gotta check that out. I like boxing films too. I have to check that out. I'm put that in my mental Rolodex now. Willie Pep, Willie Pep. Bruce Gass, I appreciate that. No Duran story without Buchanan. Jay Roos Buchanan beat him, but for the illegal blow. Oh, so it's one of those, huh? Oh, wow. Pon Scott says, ha ha ha, at the Jay Roos theory, pick whichever fighter. What does it say? Pick whichever fighter David Hay or Johnny Nelson picks, you will make a fortune. Yeah, Johnny Nelson. That's funny. I did a review of if you can find it on my page. Oh, you did a review of the Willie Pep movie? Oh, okay. I'm gonna go to your page and I'll just type in Bruce Gass and then type in Willie Pep review. I want to check that out. Willie Pep. Seem like dudes named Willie and dudes with the last name Davis are just hard. It's like anybody I've ever known named Willie or Davis is just like they're just tough. Even going back to the actor Jim Davis from Dallas and Gunsmoke, which y'all know about that. Special K. Hay was a good fighter and dangerous at heavyweight, but his body couldn't handle that extra weight when he joined the heavyweight division. The man was fast and had genuine power. That's a pretty good assessment. That's a pretty good assessment. King Slender said, my name's Willie. See, I called it. King Slender. Tough dude. See, I knew it. I knew it, man. Willie. Man, that's funny. Bon Scott says, I actually felt sorry for Value versus Hey, no way a little guy should be beating up on a giant. I saw that way back. Do you guys remember? I forget his name, a real tall heavyweight, close to like 7 feet, Michael Moore. is like 6'2", southpaw, and he knocked this guy out. So it was a big height difference, and Michael Moore laid that guy out. Michael Moore and David Hay would have been an interesting match if they were fighting in the same time period. Stallion Coy says his name was Carl Thomas from Champs Camp. You should watch that fight. Think Hayes' first loss, he put too much in early and paid for it. That's what some fighters do, you know, they go all out in the early rounds, then say they don't get the guy out by like the fifth round, they're gassed. Coach James was talking about how Jarrell Miller in his fight with Dubois came back to the corner, just gassed out in the fifth round. So it's amazing that he lasted as long as he did, you know, carrying 300 plus pounds around. And yeah, that's a lot. He was putting his heart through it, I guess. What happened to that big Japanese boxer doing rounds for years ago? Not Zhang, it was years ago. I think I know what you're talking about. Real tall. I don't remember his name, but yeah, he just. There's a couple heavyweights that I saw. There was one from the Kronk of this white dude, and I haven't heard. He just seemed to disappear too. Real big, tall guy. Vaughn Scott says Kimbo Slice versus Sean Gannon was a great bare knuckle fight. Man, Kimbo Slice beat this dude so bad in one of his backyard brawls. Like the dude's eye, it was just white. Like there was no pupil or it's just white. I was like, what kind of gruesomeness did I just witness? Kimbo Slice was laying people out on the streets, man. I was supposed to be in a boxing documentary. My trainer at the time, Tom Brugan, filmed it for 3 years, never brought it. Oh, that's interesting. I got a boxing documentary myself from 2009, back when I had dreads, but I couldn't put it on YouTube because it's got music that, copyright issues, but I got it on DVD. Oh yeah, join my membership, y'all. Check out the bronze, silver, and gold, and yeah, maybe I'll ship out one of the DVDs of my little documentary to y'all. But you'll get videos that I don't send to the public. You'll get your questions answered first, and you'll find out some other stuff about me that I don't talk about just regularly. So go hit up that membership and join now. Appreciate the love. Yeah. Was called Journey to Glory. He still got tapes of my first spar. We fell out, never got the footage. Wow, that's interesting. I did a rap video at the beach. Yeah, I never got finished either. I was like, man, dudes started arguing and stuff, so I never got the footage. I had the raw footage, but I don't know what I did with it. Shot it at Mission Beach back in 1994. That's before Boss Rudin trained Kimbo. Oh, okay, yeah, I know Boss Rudin. He's the one came out with that punching thing. Ika Bamboo. Oh man, that'd have been a crazy fight. Ika Bamboo. Oh, what's up, Adder? Appreciate that. He says, what about Ika Beabuchi versus Kimbo Slice in a street fight? Who would win? Oh man, dude, I'm going Ike. But in a street fight, who knows? Maybe Kimbo. In a boxing match, definitely Ike. Definitely Ike in a boxing match. Stallion Coy says, I'll join it, mate. Oh, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate the love. Stallion Coy says first professional spar against Darren Askews. Darren Askews, okay. He told me to honor my contract. I had acute pneumonia and nearly died. Laugh out loud. I was out the game for 2 years for it. Oh man. Wow. And pneumonia is something you don't play. I had pneumonia as a child, and man, that was rough. King Slender says Ike wins. Yeah, I got Ike on that. I got Ike on that. Did you get called out by some guy in your comment section? Laugh out loud. Not that I know of, unless I missed it. No, not that I know of. It was nerve ending pains. Took 2 years to fully go. Man, strange. Oh man, yeah, that sounds like yeah, I never heard of that type of pneumonia. That sounds kind of extra. Joshua versus Sanchez. Tough fight, man. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take Joshua by split decision. I don't think either guy knocks either guy down. But it would be a tough fight for both guys. I don't think either guy would want a rematch just because of the styles are kind of different. Bon Scott says some guy that said he was from some Irish gangster fam. Nah, I don't know. Wouldn't be King Slender. That's the homie right there. Yes, man, it was bad. I went from featherweight, which is 9 stone, to about 7.5 stone. He said, like a stick. Now I'm 13 stone. Put it back on. Yeah, man, you can put that weight. It's like your body has that memory of your natural weight. So it knew that wasn't your natural weight, so it took you back up to where you belong. Special K, isn't Sanchez fighting Caballero? Oh yeah, that's a good fight. That is a good fight. That is a good fight. I want to see that. I'd forgotten that. I'm gonna have to do a breakdown of who I think will win that fight. I kind of feel like Caballero might do it. I don't know. I liked what I saw last time from him. I don't know though, man. That's a tough one to pick. Who you guys got in that one? Coach James, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Coach James, if you hear me, if you're with Vlad Sarenko, feel free to bring him on too. Steincoy says, yeah, exactly. Boxers sometimes take too much off the body, especially shorter guys. I was told to lose two to I was told to lose 2 stone to have the advantage. Yeah, some guys think they got to look emaciated and look like skeletons to look like to show, hey, look how much I trained. You can see my rib cage. Yeah, and when you get hit there, you're gonna feel it too because you got no cushion to absorb the blow. Real thin guys don't like shots to the body. I don't know why dudes don't attack Deontay Wilder's body more. I'd attack it from close up too, so you're not in range to get hit with that overhand right. Got it. Some guy called Uncle Termite talk like he was the game. Oh yeah, that's my dude on here, King Slender. Yeah, Uncle. Yeah, he's pretty nice with the hands, man. That's the homie. Yeah, he's legit, man. Too legit to quit. Nah, nah. Did you watch what is that? T TCL boxing? No, I don't know what that is. Yeah, what is that? Sanchez versus Caballero is 50-50 in my opinion. Special cases. Yeah, that's a tough one to pick, man. I'm gonna have to go back and watch more of Caballero's fights and break him down and see you know, just how great of a fighter he is. Because I think he might, a lot of people might be sleeping on him. It'd be interesting to see Caballero versus Dillian White when Dillian White gets a couple more fights in. I would like to see that. Bon Scott says, ha ha ha, I am too Scottish to quit, brother. Too Scottish to quit. I like that. King Slender 2.0 with the boxing glove. Yeah, King Slender got hands, man. Stallion Coy says dehydration clauses should be removed in boxing. Nothing safe or professional about that. Look at Garcia versus Tank, and then look at De La Hoya versus Pacquiao. Fights over before it starts. Yeah, I don't like these rehydration clauses and all that. That's weird to me. Yeah, I don't understand why you would. Yeah, it's too much of disadvantages that go along with that. I think it shouldn't be allowed either. It's not the safest thing in the world either. White is elite. Fury made him look average. I never thought Dillian White was elite. I never did. I never looked at Dillian White as elite. I thought he had a run where he was better than I thought he was, but I would have never said he was an elite fighter. I always thought he was kind of a B level, maybe C plus. Dillian White versus Jarrell Miller. I got Dillian winning that. I think Dillian wins that unless Jarrell can keep punching like he used to. You know, he could wear Dillian out, but I think Dillian might win that. Steincourt says it's fighting like a handicap, not in the fight game. Oh yeah, I don't know. Zhang versus Wilder is cruel. We all know if Zhang lands, Wilder's legs will snap. That's how I feel. I don't think Zhang is ready for Deontay. I think Malik Scott was talking about how Deontay would break Zhang down, but I don't see it happening. King Slender says I trained under Bill Sharkey years ago before he passed away in PA. He fought Frank Bruno, got crushed, but he was very crafty. Wasn't a real heavyweight. Okay, Bill Sharkey. That's I don't know. I don't know if I know him, but it's that last name Sharkey seems to ring a bell. Vaughn Scott says what I don't like is these fantasy fights. Crawford versus Crawford, for example. Stay in their lane. Crawford versus Crawford? Yeah, that's kind of yeah. Did your thing come in the mail?
Yeah,
Oh, it's here.
yeah.
Where is it?
I'm gonna go to the other one.
Oh, it's kind of interesting. No, it is. I'll be off here shortly. So, I'd like to see Atoma step up and take on Kevin Lorena. Yeah, I'm pretty thirsty. Lorena needs to address his stamina issues, though. I'm gonna have to watch more of Kevin Lorena. Vaughn Scott says what I don't like are fantasy fights. Crawford versus Canelo. Fighters need to stay in their lane. I think Crawford destroys Canelo. I'm one of those. Oh, not that. Like just like water. I need some like liquid, like water. But thanks. I think Crawford destroys Canelo. I think he even stops him. Crawford's walking around at 180 right now, and it's a diesel 180. It's a muscular 180. Stallion Coy says Dillian looked the best he ever looked. Was thank you. Was against AJ. He changed too much after that fight. I thought Dillian physically looked the best when he fought what's the guy's name? Lucas Brown. He says Stallion Coy says and he ate too many burgers. Crawford's record speaks for itself. He's been avoided for a reason. Yeah, I told people what he's gonna do to Spence, and no, Spence is this, Spence. Okay. Then once he beat up Spence, people, oh, Spence wasn't the same. He had the car accident. It's like, well, you guys wasn't saying that before the fight. So if you didn't say it before the fight, I don't want to hear it after. King Slender 2.0 said Dylan's got a great left hook though if it lands right. Parker has a chin after getting hit with that shot. He's just inconsistent. Yeah, I never know which Parker I'm gonna get. That's why it's hard for me to pick Parker sometimes. But Dillian does have some great body shots, and he's got that long. He's got very long arms for his height. Special cases, Itama versus Huni or Hunai would be a good matchup on the 5 versus 5 Matchroom versus Queensberry card. I don't even know who that HUNI dude is. So I'm gonna take your word for that one. Bon Scott, oh, you talk, excuse me, talking to Special K. Evander Holyfield versus Ezra Charles. Ooh, nice one. Nice one. I'm gonna say Holyfield. Holyfield, 10 round stoppage. I'm gonna say. Oh, this cool.
No, I'm sorry.
No,
It's
no,
cool.
I know, but I wanted to say that.
Oh.
I appreciate it. Thank you. So I can wet my proverbial palate. I think Holyfield would probably stop him maybe in 10. Steincoy says, I was surprised how he dealt with Spence. You could see the gulf in class for uh for immense. I had it 50-50 going into it. Golf in class for I think he meant Spence. Yeah, man. It was a man. I even thought Crawford looked like the physically bigger man in the ring. Everybody's talking about how much bigger Spence was. Like he didn't look like the bigger man to me. Jersey Joe Walcott versus Frazier. Ooh, I got Joe Frazier. Ali versus Jersey Joe Walcott, or I got Ali on both of those. You had to be like a special guy to beat Ali. Justice Hunai or Huni is a young Australian prospect who just beat Lorena. Oh, see, yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I haven't heard of that guy. I'm gonna have to check him out. Y'all in the chat know your stuff. I'll be putting me up on fights and fighters I never heard of. I appreciate that. Iron sharpens iron. Get a drink down. I'm into hot chocolate. Yeah, I drink almond chocolate milk. Have you seen that video of Mike Tyson cuddling Fury? He looked like a child. The gulf in size nowadays is comical. I think I saw a picture or something. Yeah, and yeah, it's a big size difference. Because Mike Tyson's probably like 5'10", 5'11". Stallion Coy says it was a beat down, bloody one. I laughed when my sister's boyfriend said Khan would beat Crawford. Oh yeah, that's no way. There's no way Khan's chin could stand up to a Terrence Crawford. It's like people forgot how good of a fighter Crawford was because they kept seeing Spence. So they thought, oh, well, he must be better than Crawford because, we're seeing more of Spence. That don't make him better. No, I don't even think Spence really wants a rematch, especially at a higher weight. Thank you guys for your patience, hanging in there with me. Just sitting here talking some boxing to my pugilism planet, waiting on Coach James to drop some of that pugilism game. Did you know about the black fighter from Sicily who was a champion? It's in the books, but they didn't accept him as their own. They tried to remove him from history, but he made the archives. No, I didn't. See, there's something else I learned. Black fighter from Sicily. Definitely gotta put that in the mind to remember. Black fighter from Sicily. Black fighter from Sicily. I gotta remember that. Appreciate that little bit of history you dropped on me. That's interesting, man. Special K, Bon Scott, I think with all this, oh, he's talking about him. Okay. Stallion Coy says, I'm from Sicily, Italy. Can't remember the book. I just Google it. I just Google Black Sicilian heavyweight. Addery says Nestor Tana is a very good heavyweight prospect from Cuba. Oh, see, I never heard of him. Cuba has produced some great fighters, though. Produced some great fighters. More in the amateurs, so more than the pros, though. I don't know if their style goes too well with the pros, but they definitely make some great amateurs. I'd rather be a so-so amateur and a great pro, though. 'Cause, making money is not a bad thing. Prino Canera's in the book, so don't know if it's in his book. We find an amazing story. Primo, I like that name. Primo. It's supposed to be really good, Stein says. Hey, y'all know your stuff. You want that? How? Doesn't that styrofoam mess up in there? And that dude is still mowing his lawn, dude.
Maybe just like hotter. It's closer towards the summer. So
His lawn, his yard is that big. It takes him that long. Like, dude, like he got South Fork over there. This ain't Dallas, bro. I know your yard can't be that big. Sorry, y'all. Got a Dallas flashback. J.R. Urn, how you doing? Y'all know about Dallas. I go way back like a Maybach. Coach James, where are you? Because I don't want to go off the stream and then have trouble getting back on. Here's the link for you later about Clarissa Shields. Oh, okay. Thank you, man. Clarissa Shields. Stallion Coy dropping links. Word to Leon Spinks. It's water if I take a couple drinks. I wear leather, not minks. I wear red, no pinks.
Shut
I deal with geniuses, no finks. My flow's funky, but it ain't don't stinks. Gonna mess that one up. Should have quit while I was ahead. Man, that dude has got to be. Michael Spinks, Jersey Joe Walcott or Charles. I would say maybe Joe Walcott, maybe. Coach James, did you forget about James? Michael Spinks versus Jersey Joe Walcott or Charles. I got Walcott over Spinks and Michael Spinks versus Ezra Charles. Probably Spinks. Spinks wasn't a knockout puncher though, but he could outwork you. He's one of those pesky fighters. He just kind of annoy you till he gets the victory. Making that food look what? Looking what? Ali versus Frank Sanchez. Ooh, man, that'd be an interesting fight, but Ali all day. Too much ring experience. Certainly, Atama is being moved faster than Anderson. Yeah, because they're trying to get him that youngest heavyweight title probably before he turns 22. Anderson is seems like he's fighting himself more than he's fighting a credible opponent. He's fighting all that fool on him to join the streets, which is completely silly. I'm gonna say it again. Bon Scott says exactly, Jay Roos. Yeah, man. Anderson is being held back. Anderson just don't know what he wants to do. I mean, since he seems to be in it for the money, now's the time to get focused when they're putting lots of money in heavyweights' pocketbook. So now he should get focused, have a couple fights, and then get out, rather than mess around and then, say Saudi Arabia gets out of heavyweight boxing, he lost his opportunity to make more money than he'd ever make in any other sport. So I don't understand his thinking process. Not when you compare Anderson's resume to Atama. That's interesting. Anderson is he says Anderson is being held back like Tank. It's all about the money, not the glory. Yeah, I never understood that because it's like if you win and fight the right fights, the money will be there, The money will be there. I've said it probably 1,000 times though. Boxing is not a sport to play with. It will beat you to your knees and keep you there if you let it. You, me, or no one is gonna hit as hard as boxing. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Thank you. They're they're devaluing the title, Jay Roos. They're only interested in the money. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like to hear dudes fighting for the money. One thing that I loved about Lennox Lewis is he always said who he wanted to fight. Nowadays, you hear guys like, "Well, I'll leave it up to my promoter and fight whoever." Lennox Lewis would be like, "I want Mike Tyson, I want Evander Holyfield, I want Riddick Bowe." It was never, "Well, I'll leave it up to my promoters," and that sounds like you don't really want to fight. Yeah, to me, it is devaluing the title. That's a great point, Vaughn. I would like to ask Coach James what he thinks of Anderson. Anderson is young and dumb and holding himself back. Then there's the fact Charles Martin gave him a top ranked scare. Yeah, Charles Martin had him in some shaky legs in that last round. Adore Pennant says Ike Abuchi versus Larry Holmes. I got Ike. The jab might bother Ike for a couple rounds, and then Ike would find him. Remember when Mike Tyson did to Larry Holmes? I know they'll say Larry Holmes was past his prime, but I think Holmes in his prime would have still got beaten by Tyson and Ike. Ike Abuchi. Six figures, baby. Six figures. What happened? The stream went out and came back. Hmm? Yeah. Said it went back on. Yeah. Stallion Coy says Charles Martin can't be classed as a heavyweight world champion. The way he won the world title was a joke. I thought that was a joke too, and he was acting like he really did something. And then the way he fought Joshua was like, oh, what was that? He's a lot better now than I thought he would be, though. He seemed like he was having some type of mental issue for a minute. And, he had a calling himself a different name. Now it seems like at least his mind is there. I'll I'll stay on here a couple more minutes and see if Coach James comes through. If not, I'll try to get him on tomorrow or something. Yeah, Johnny Rice got six figures from Al Heyman. What does he care about titles? I heard Al Heyman be paying dues in increments. I would hate that. You fight for like, let's say you fight for $10 million and this dude gives you 2,000 every month. You're like, dude, you better give me all my money at once and stop playing. Larry Holmes versus Riddick Bowe. I got Larry Holmes. I think Larry Holmes would frustrate Riddick Bowe. That's a pretty good matchup, by the way, too. Fury lost a lot of money. He bet on Charles Martin to beat AJ, did he? Man, I could have told him that. Like Charles Martin beating AJ. Come on, man. Back in money, bro. Special cases, maybe Anderson will ditch the gangster lifestyle. Now he knows most of them gangster rappers are fruitcakes, aka I got you. Allegedly. King Slender says Fury was showing Martin how to defeat Joshua in the gym. Was he? I didn't even know they knew each other. Fury was telling Joshua how to beat Usyk too, but in the rematch, he was telling him to go to the body. And Joshua seemed to have success when he went to the body. He just didn't stick with it. People kind of get lured into fighting Usyk's style rather than fighting their own. It's like they start trying to match what he's doing. It's like, no, you can't do that. He'll beat you every time if you fight his style. So you know the Buster. Do you know the Buster Douglas story that led to his victory? Yeah, yeah. About his mother. Yeah, man. Plus Tyson, I don't even think he trained for that fight. That dude said something about like he was getting fed grapes by Japanese women and he was just pretty much having orgies. Sound like he was training his pelvis more than he was training his hands. Mike had a weakness for the women, didn't he? What did Larry Merchant say? Nothing ends a fighter's career more than what do you say? Something like nothing ends a fighter's career shorter than a lack of discipline and a loose woman, something like that. The whole family was saying how Anderson was too slick for Joshua, according to John and Tyson. Wow. Oh, you mean Charles Martin? Yeah. Too slick for Joshua, huh? They were wrong on that one. If Bruno and Dubois were killers, Bruno would have steamrolled Tyson and Dubois would have ended Usyk. Yeah, that's a good point. Ikabe versus Tim Witherspoon. Man, don't do that to me, Adore. Don't do that to me. That's too tough, man. That's too tough. Stallion Coy says, man, sad but great story. That was the best uppercut landed. Sure, it's Burt Sugar who said it. If Tyson's neck wasn't big, his head would come off when it landed. Everyone looked up. Oh, 1 second, y'all. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Did you hit that link? Hello, did you hit that link? 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna mute my mic real quick. Just a second, y'all. Coach James is trying to reach me. 1 second. Hey, yeah, I was Coach James had called and I was trying to call him back. He texted me that he was listening. I don't know if he's having trouble with the link. Um, if so, I'm gonna end this stream right here and see what I can do. Hopefully, you guys will either reschedule it for tomorrow or try to do it later tonight. So, thanks for tuning in, y'all. LSR forever. Thanks for watching. Be fearless. Yay.